This episode is brought to you by 365 Connect. Now, they didn't pay me for that endorsement. I just think the world of Kerry Kirby and his team. Very small team, very effective team, very bootstrapped organization that has really made an impact in the multifamily space. And I just really applaud all of them over there at 365 Connect. And they gave me a bag of coffee. Maybe that is an endorsement in and of itself, but nevertheless, I really appreciate them. And so my observations from the 2024 NAA Apartmentalize here in Philadelphia. I'm looking out the hotel window. I've packed up and ready to head to the airport to make my way back to Atlanta. But highlights for me this week have come in the way of, first and foremost, we had a Multifamily Media Network event on Tuesday night, which was an incredible success. I want to thank every single person that was involved in that, from a planning perspective, also from a content perspective, for vendors, supplier participation perspective, and certainly the people that attended the event and the place that we hosted it, Attico, a rooftop bar at the Cambria Hotel. And all the people that were involved in any way, shape, or form. I wish I had all of their names so that I could highlight them in some way, shape, or form, to include also our hosts who did some podcasting live there during the event. So appreciate everyone for that. It was just, in my mind, a roaring success for a company that is just about 5 or 6 months old now. That is the Multifamily Media Network. So that being said, I also just the parties that happen as a result of Apartmentalize that are put on by suppliers, or even the more intimate dinners that are put on by suppliers for clients and things of that nature, the experiential things that happen that are a result of client relationships are just tremendous. This industry is just so tight-knit. It is such, I'm not going to use the word family because it just seems a little overused and potentially a little bit cliche, but it is a very close community. And there are just a very diverse set of team members, a very diverse set of individuals who make up what is multifamily. And I just, over the years, participated just in some incredible relationships, and have run into 2 people this past week that I've known for nearly 20 years, but haven't seen for 20 years. And it was just like we picked up where we left off 20 years ago, whatever that relationship might have been at the time and what it is today. So that was very cool. The the exhibit floor, the trade show floor, goodness gracious, 30 rows, who knows, there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of vendors, suppliers, demonstrating their wares and their offers and their services here at the 2024 Apartmentalize. It was very overwhelming. It is every year. It seems to be overwhelming every year. Now, that is for an introverted personality type. I imagine that the extroverts, it's an incredible experience because there's not enough stimulus or stimulation. And for an introvert, it is a lot of stimulation. So it's very hard to focus in and narrow in on things that you don't want to look at on the floor. That being said, a lot of incredible vendor suppliers that are creating solutions or have created solutions for issues and concerns that we've contended with in the multifamily space for a very long bit of time. And it is always very exciting to see what is evolving out there in the space and what has been created to serve the industry and serve our operations and serve our asset management and serve our learning and development and serve our marketing efforts and all the things that make up multifamily. It's so exciting to see that people are working and innovating and creating new technologies, or even goods and services, or even systems and processes that help us operate more efficiently and effectively. I had the opportunity to catch up with Don Beveridge and Paul Marks on an podcast episode that we're going to release on MMN, or Multifamily Collective, for Reba. I was in the Reba booth. It wasn't necessarily about Reba, but Reba sponsored the episode in the way of putting the equipment together, and the producer, who was wonderful. And it was, we touched on collections. We touched on centralization. We touched on fraud. And I'm leaving out a topic that I can't remember what we talked about. But 2 very important topics in our multifamily world, that being centralization and fraud. We took a little bit of a deep dive, or whatever you could do in 30 minutes on those two topics. Saw an incredible keynote, an individual who had served our country in Afghanistan, and his name escapes me at the moment, and I do apologize for that, but incredible story, unbelievable story. It was just, sorry, I had a little message pop in there, but just a tremendous message of hope and encouragement and motivation for all of us in this industry. And just as a human being. Let's see, also had the opportunity to do two presentations back to back. One was with Jonathan Osteen and Christy Rodriguez. The topic was collaboration as it relates to strategy in an organization. So making sure that there's a collaborative effort with all of the constituents in your organization when you are building strategy to move your company forward, as opposed to old way of top-down approach to strategy. Love that topic, love those individuals. It was really fun collaborating with them and really fun doing a presentation. It was incredibly touching to me in that Jonathan and I worked together at Equity Residential nearly 20 years ago, I think, plus minus. And he's just been a tremendous friend and mentor and coach over the years for me as an individual, coming into the space as a rookie, and then being loved and nurtured throughout my growth in the industry as a person and as a professional. I just appreciate him immensely, and it was just such an honor to share stage with him. Then I had the opportunity to share the stage with Jennifer Carter and Christy Wendell, talking about neurodiversity, and that subject it's broad and it's deep because of the way it impacts our industry, or how it can potentially impact our industry, in inviting individuals in who have diagnoses related to neurodiversity. And it's a touching subject. It's a touchy subject, and it's something that needs to be talked about more, not only in our industry, but more broadly across industries. There are a lot of people out there in the world that contend with some of the things that are related to neurodiversity, and I think we need to start a movement in that area, just to make sure that people are represented very well and they're included in a way that is meaningful to them, and in a way that they can thrive, and also that benefits organizations across multifamily, but across broader industry. So did those two things back to back, and then certainly the NAA annual party was last night. It was at the Philadelphia Art Museum, which is just an opulent place. Incredible building, incredible art, incredible experience. Just a venue that, you just can't replicate those kinds of venues. They're all unique. I think big cities have their version of that, but they're all very unique in nature. So that's always fun, catching up with old friends, seeing people outside of sort of the professional element is often fun. And certainly catching up with just a lot of people from very diverse skill sets and very diverse perspectives in the industry. And then today, just in capped with a little more time on the trade show floor, caught caught a session this morning with Ronald Harrington, who is part of the Multifamily Media Network, just a tremendous human, and then Tatiana Dwight, who is also a tremendous human and a former colleague. And they did a session with Stephanie O'Lear. Probably pronounced your last name wrong there, and I apologize for that, but they put on a great session related to interviewing and hiring and onboarding individuals into your organization. So that was that, but just overall and generally speaking, it's just another successful year for the Apartmentalize. Clark and team, incredible job. I can't imagine planning one of these things, and I know you are off to Las Vegas next week to start the 2025 version of Apartmentalize, and we'll look forward to seeing you there. Take care. We will talk to you again soon.